Hey geeks, I'm Trey Guillotine, and you're watching Geekly Trends, where I give a few thoughts about some of the geeky trends that have gone on in the past week. We might be seeing a live-action Ahsoka Tano in the Star Wars universe, but first... Recently, some big movies have gotten some release dates for 2019 and 2020. Some of these movies were Indiana Jones 5 and Star Wars Episode 9, but the big surprise was that Unbreakable 2 was going to be coming out in 2019, titled Glass. This will be a sequel to M. Night Shyamalan's movie Unbreakable, starring Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. That is probably... It's one of two good movies that he's done, and in my opinion, the best movie that he's done. But I also feel it's also kind of jumping on board the whole superhero gravy train that's going on right now. But an Unbreakable sequel is something that we've kind of wanted for a while because it was such a good movie. It appears that Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson will be returning for the movie. And given that the title of the movie is Glass, it looks to be focusing on the character of Mr. Glass, played by Samuel L. Jackson, who was more or less the villain of Unbreakable. Now, the real confusing part about this is the fact that M. Night Shyamalan's latest movie, Split, with James McAvoy, is actually somehow connected to Unbreakable. I admit I didn't go see it because it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and like I said, of all the movies he's done, there are two that I think are good. One was Unbreakable, the other was Lady in the Water. The rest were subpar at best. So when I saw that Split was coming out, one, it was M. Night Shyamalan, and two, it was a horror movie, which I'm a huge wuss and I don't like being scared. I don't like seeing horror movies. I didn't go see it, but now I might actually watch it since it is apparently connected to Unbreakable through a post-credits scene. In fact, it looks like James McAvoy from Split will be in Glass. I'm not really sure how that all connects. Like I said, I didn't see Split, but I might actually have to watch it now, knowing that it is connected to Unbreakable. While I am still impatiently waiting for Fallout New Orleans, which is still just a rumor, it looks like Fallout will be getting a miniature tabletop game called Fallout Wasteland Warfare. It's only just recently been announced, but it looks like it's going to be a tabletop miniature game focusing on war strategy using miniatures. Some of the miniatures you can see some power armor, you can see some super mutants, some super mutant dogs, and I'm actually pretty excited about this, even though I've never actually played a miniature tabletop game, or a tabletop game using miniatures. Role-playing tabletop games is something that I'm still kind of dipping my toes into, and I've never done one with miniatures. So this seems like it might be a good chance for me to kind of jump in and get into this game because it looks really cool, and I do love Fallout. Rumors are circulating around the BBC on who the next Doctor will be once the 12th Doctor goes through his regeneration in this season. Nothing has been confirmed, but it looks like Chris Marshall being the next Doctor. The first thing you'll notice about him is that he is ginger, and being a ginger is something the Doctor has always wanted to be. The second thing you'll notice is this is the very horny character from Love Actually, who, if you remember correctly, has a big knob. I'm actually pretty okay with this. I thought he was pretty funny and kind of awkward in Love Actually, and I mean, that was what the character was supposed to be. But aside from that, I know he's done other things, but personally, that's the only thing I've seen him in. So this will be a chance for me to see an actor kind of seeing what a new actor can do and bring to the role. Now, given that he had such a comedic role in Love Actually, I don't want to automatically assume that his Doctor will be a lot more comedic, but there's a good chance it will be, but it'll be interesting to see if he has more of a dramatic side. As we are now 2 episodes into this new season, the new Doctor will be coming shortly, so at some point we're going to have to find out who he or she is. Tons of fans have reached out to Rosario Dawson on Twitter asking her if she could ever play Ahsoka Tano in the live-action Star Wars. She's been interested in the role before, but until now there didn't seem to be any real credence to it. Well, apparently to some Twitter evidence and Twitter investigation, which is hardly substantial, it looks like Rosario Dawson might be working with Star Wars on a future project. And a lot of fans are speculating that this could be seeing Ahsoka Tano in a live-action Star Wars movie. Rosario Dawson has definitely been getting more and more into the action genre with her role as Claire Temple in the Netflix Marvel series. So jumping into the role of this kind of outcast Jedi wouldn't be that huge of a leap for her. Plus, I think personally she could play the role really well. The real question would be is if Ahsoka Tano appears in live action, whether it be a Star Wars story about Ahsoka Tano, or she is just involved in a Star Wars story, or she shows up in episode 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. I'm really curious about when in Ahsoka's timeline we'll see here. There's a huge gap between what happens to Ahsoka at the end of Clone Wars and where she appears in Rebels Season 2. That could definitely have a lot of potential for a Star Wars story, focusing on Ahsoka or Ahsoka being involved, showing some live-action connections between the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. Or we could see Ahsoka Tano after the events of Rebels Season 2. As far as we suspect, she's still alive from her encounter with Darth Vader. We don't know if she's injured, we don't know exactly what happened to her after that battle, but we have a lot of suspicions just from the ending of Season 2 that she is still alive. So maybe we might get to see what happens to her after her battle with Darth Vader and where she goes, and if she becomes involved at all in the original trilogy or the new trilogy. But I definitely think Rosario Dawson would be the right actor for this role. So having her full on front as Ahsoka Tano would be huge. What trends did you see this week that you'd like to talk about? Let me know in the comments or on any of the social media, and share the video around so others can join in the conversation. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and check out my Patreon to support more of my future content. Check out templeofgeek.com, your one stop for all things geek, and subscribe to my channel to geek out some more. Thanks for watching and have fun. So Captain America, Thor, Hulk.